Hello parents!
We hope you're all okay. So we're going to do a little video today just to go over our learning overview portfolio. Normally we upload it to Seesaw, but we thought it might be best to do a little video and sort of give you support at home with the things that we're learning in school. Okay, so I'm going to start off by saying that reception for summer 1, we are doing what can you see in summer, okay? And then for our English, the stories we'll be looking at this term are Sam Plants a Sunflower, Commotion in the Ocean, What the Ladybird Heard at the Seaside. We'll also look at other books as well, but they're going to be our main focus books, what we do our lessons around, okay? So some of the statements that we're going to be looking at are to attempt to write short sentences in meaningful context, to read some common irregular words like to, the, he, she, to demonstrate an understanding when talking with others about what they have read, to describe the main events in the simple stories that he or she has read, okay? So I know that might sound a bit gobbledygook, so what we're going to do is break it down. So for English, it's just sentence writing. Like we've said lots of times, it's a really big push now to get all the children writing sentences for year 1. So we'll be continuing to do sentence writing. So at home, you could maybe support them write sentences with their irregular word cards or any words that you wanted. Just short, simple sentences like I am hot, or, the red hen, and just encourage the writing rules, the finger spaces and the full stop and the capital letter. Okay.
That's a really good time as well to be using thread fingers. So the words like heart, they can use their thread fingers for hot.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Really brings it all together, doesn't it?
Definitely. Okay. So any books, what have I said here? This could be practice home with because any books read at home, ask questions to see what they've retained. So like obviously when you have story times, like bedtime stories and things like that, ask them questions and see how much they understand the story, as well as going through the pictures and that sort of thing. And then also describe what's happened in the story. So again, just as and when you can. I know it's really busy, but you could sort of read a story and then just describe it. I mean, we've looked at describing words. They're all pretty good in reception at describing things. So just describing what's happened in the story and maybe just encourage, the blue sky or the deep blue sea or something like that, really. So just really simple things. We don't want you to feel like you've got loads to do at home. It's just sort of where you can get into sort of support further. So I'm going to go on to physical development, which is PE. So obviously for physical development, why did I write that one? So we're going to be doing to hold paper in position and use his or her preferred hand for writing using a correct pencil grip. So writing is part of PE and hand grip and things like that. So just supporting, if you've got any time on a Sunday, just a piece of paper, mark making, letters, just holding that pencil and controlling that grip. Anything really just to practice to support that. And to be able to write on lines and control letter size. So again, just, encourage that we write on the line and, try and get them to keep on that line, because that's what we do in school. And then obviously they do their PE in school, so physical development at home, get out in the sunshine, have fun, be physical and, do that sort of thing. The next thing I'm going to go through is phonics. So for phonics, we'll still continue to look at our lessons each morning. Our real big push for a lot of our children is blending. So yeah, just keep working with their green books at home. Some of them might have a new book because they've moved up a group. Just start with that and just practice their sounds. We are going to go on to tell you something that we're going to send home, but I won't confuse you and go through that at the moment. And also their irregular words that they do with their reading. So with their reading books, their irregular words. All children will be coming home with a reading book with words in tomorrow. So just really, really go through that with them. That would be great. For personal, social, emotional and development, we will be looking at, this is the sort of thing that we cover in our circle time. So all the observations that you see are all our circle times, and they all are PSHE and communication and language, really. So we'll be able to say when he or she does or doesn't need help with something. To understand that sometimes our own actions can affect other people, and discuss when we become upset, how we comfort each other when someone is upset. To look at how we take steps to resolve conflicts with others and how we find compromise. So that is something that our circle times will go over. and to, you know, support at home, I'd say, yeah, you know, just have conversations with them. And, you know, I'm sure you discuss conflict at home, because it probably happens at home and at school. Just, you know, lots and lots of conversations. And also we've said for a big push for children to practice tying their shoelaces. So now obviously, you know, they are going into year one, and we want them to be as independent as possible. And, you know, like practicing their shoelaces and doing their own coat up is a great skill for them to have. So, you know, we're just trying to encourage them to be as independent as possible really at this stage. So, you know, if that could be promoted at home, fabulous. If you could tell us, you know, we could really reward them in school if they've done their own coat up for the day. A real big emphasis on them doing things for themselves would be really, really supportive. And lastly, communication and language, you know, to give attention to what others say and respond appropriately while engaged in another activity, to listen and respond to ideas expressed by others in conversation or discussion, to follow instructions involving several ideas or actions, to use talk to organise, sequence and clarify thinking ideas, feelings and events. Okay, so we'll be doing a lot of that in school, in our circle times. You know, we're always giving instructions. Children have to follow, you know, 2-step instructions in reception constantly. But to support that at home, I'd just say, you know, have conversations and yeah, respond to conversations, you know, and really engage with the children, which I'm sure you all do. And also we've got us follow instructions. You know, maybe you could do like a cooking activity, or, you know, something that you wanted to do on a Sunday, and just give instructions for the children to just practice following instructions and things like that really. So I'm going to hand over to Jordan, who's going to go through the rest of it for you.
So, for maths in reception next term, we're going to be looking at ordering items by height, length, and as well as weight and capacity. This is something we touched on just before Christmas when we had our bubble closure. So, because we did a lot of this at home, we thought it was a great idea to get the children feeling items and being able to actually weigh them up in school. So, we're just going to consolidate that really quickly. And then we are going to be doing lots and lots of work on doubling, halving, and sharing. This is a really, really big statement to cover, so we're going to do lots of lessons to cover this. And to support at home, it would really help if you could practice these skills with the children. So with things like doubling and halving and sharing, really, you could do it with sweets and with toys, and you could give all the toys to the one child, and they might share it out between their parents or their siblings, and just look at how we share out numbers equally. Same with halving, giving half to 2 different people, and the same with doubling as well. So they might have 2 sweets, and you might say, how many more sweets do you need for double? And then you'll give them 2 more, and then they can count, they've got double sweets, which is 4. So anything that you could do to help us with doubling, sharing and halving would be amazing, because it is such a big thing for us to cover now with our children. And then the last thing we're going to be covering in maths over the term is counting reliably to 20. A lot of our children can count to 20 now, and that's really, really positive to see. What we want to work with them on really hard is to learn what different numbers actually mean. So they might be able to count to 10, but do they know that 9 comes after 8 and before 10? And can they count out 11 different things? So understanding what the actual number is and not just the sequence of numbers. So again, anything you can do with toys or items at home, maybe with coins and money, anything you can do to get them counting and get them realising the different numbers would be fantastic. Next, during understanding the world, this is something we do usually around special times like Easter and Christmas, to understand different cultures. Something that you could do to help with this at home is just the books that you read with the children. It might be a storybook from a different country, or about a different child that might be different to your child, and just having them understand the differences between themselves and others, and why other people find different things special. So I think any kind of books you read and any stories, it would be lovely to support that. Lastly, we have expressive arts and design and our fun category. So expressive arts and designs, this is anything to do with creating something like paintings or drawings, as well as singing and dancing. So I'm sure you have lots and lots of that going on at home, but any kind of art you do have, anything you can get to get the children just thinking creatively would be fantastic. We do lots of this in school, and we have children that do bring in artwork from home or they post it on Seesaw, and it's really, really lovely to see. So if you could keep up that with the children, that would be absolutely amazing. And then lastly, I just wanted to talk about our reading books and our tasks. Reading books we are going to be sending home over the Easter break. It'd be really, really great if you could read through this with your child, maybe even a couple of times, just to get them confident in the words and in what's happening in the story. Apart from the reading books, they will have their irregular words posted to Seesaw. These would be really fantastic if you could read through them with the children, as these will be sight words. So the more they see the words, the quicker they'll be able to recollect the words. We've done some work on this in school this week, and it's been really, really positive for all of the children.
Yeah, and also the reading books are all going to have words in now. So, you know, some children might get on really well with this and some children might need a bit more support with this, but it's all about word recognition. You know, we just think it's time now that they all had a word book, you know, and we just supported them to learn those words, you know, and a lot of them are those irregular words, and we keep flashing them in school, you know, and if they could be sort of looked at home as well, then that's just going to push them even further. So that would be really helpful.
We will be sending a task home for the summer as well. We don't want it to feel like homework, so it is going to be a fun task. The task is just about what our topic is. What can you see in summer is our topic header this term. So we just want lots and lots of pictures and drawings of what the children can see in summer, what they're looking forward to doing in summer. So anything of the sunshine and of grass and of maybe ball games on the beach, anything like that would be really, really lovely. Just to get creative again, and if they could bring it into school or post it to Seesaw when we come back in the summer, that'd be really, really lovely for them to do.
We're going to send home, as well as having the task, they are going to all be sent home with a phonics sheet tomorrow, and on the phonics sheet it's just going to have like letter formation and the sayings that we say for the words, okay, so like around the apple and down the leaf, just to encourage that at home. But really it's more the sounds. They really, really need to know their sounds now, so we just need a little bit of extra support where we can, really. So we'll send a sheet home, and obviously just do it as and when you can. I mean, if you do a nice bedtime story, then that's the perfect time really to just sort of go through your sounds and see if they can recognise their sounds. Yeah, and that's it really. We don't want you to feel like you're bombarded with lots and lots of stuff, because we want you to have a really lovely Easter break. We understand that it's been such a tough time, you know, and now things are starting to be lifted. You know, you can have fun and you can meet friends. You know, please don't feel bombarded. It's just a bit of support from us to give to you, so you can sort of feel, you know, involved in their learning and do what you can at home. But obviously, like I say, we don't want you to go out of your way. We just want it to fit in with your lives, really. And the summer task is just something fun really that they'll enjoy, you know, a nice summer board, something bright, and just all the things that they love really about the summer and what they're looking forward to, and we want them to enjoy that task. And so we hope this helps. We hope this helps more than just it, you know, on a sheet, because obviously we understand that the statements can be tricky and you might think, what does that mean? But yeah, so we appreciate all the support and everything that you do at home to help us. And I think that's it really, isn't it?
Have a lovely Easter, everybody.
Have a lovely Easter.
And we'll see you after the break.
See you later. Look after yourselves.